committees we welcome to this meeting today, as you know, is April the 14th, not April 14th.
15th.
April 15th. Actually, you gave me yesterday's paper. So that's okay. No, it doesn't matter, it's probably the same. It is April 15th. Oh, here we are. Yeah. I want to ask,
You know you didn't mean I was here.
I thought you were back there. You got a twin back there somewhere.
I don't dig a hole for this spell.
I know.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Having to stop out of the
I know, man. But not only me, I was late to
That's,
I saw him.
Yeah.
I actually talked to him.
look.
I got you. My lips are sealed. I'm not gonna say another word tonight.
We know that's not true. You're gonna ask Alderman Guilty, but she will lead us in prayer.
Can we stand, please? Down heads. Lord God, it's again that we come before you, Lord, to thank you for all that you've done, doing, and going to do in us, through us, and for us. We ask that you will forgive us for our sins and trespasses, and help us to forgive those who trespassed or sinned against us in any kind of way that we thought or had to actually happen to us. We ask right now that you would cover this meeting, that it be conducted in a manner that would be pleasing unto you, and that our citizens would get the benefit of everything that we do. This we ask in Jesus' name we pray and we thank you. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I have a question for the board before we get into the roll call. Before we adopt the agenda. But Alderman Marquis Blunt, Alderman Rodriguez Brown, Alderman Fred Esco,
Present.
Alderwoman Monica Gilkey,
Present.
Alderman Les Penn. I know he's here because I see it. Right at it. Alderman Tim Taylor, I see him too.
Present, yeah.
Alderman Lafayette Wells, I
Present.
see him too.
Present.
Before we adopt this agenda, I would like to ask the board to give some consideration to an issue that emanated from zoning and development, and that is where a business person and an entrepreneur wishes to anchor in the city of Canton a cultivation facility, which is in an industrial area, which is appropriately proper. Donald Trump called it man. So, I would just like to put that on the agenda, just for consideration and discussion, cultivation center, if that's okay with the board. In order to do that, I would probably need a motion. Place it on the agenda before we adopt the agenda.
Anybody need to add something, man?
Okay.
I'd like to add to our agenda, actually, be today, for our claims docket, the 22-foot rear cradle boom for the John Deere tractor that we just purchased.
22-foot what, Alderman?
22-foot cradle boom. It's a boom that goes with that tractor that we used to start cutting ditches with.
Yes, sir.
What they gave us initially was a quote for a shorter arm, and they realized that that was the wrong piece of the wrong boom. So since then, they have given us the correct quote. It is already the short arm had been approved, but we need to approve this the correct item so they can go ahead and get that tractor put together and get it to us.
And what is that additional cost?
The cost is, $73,547. The short boom was like $37,000.
Have we purchased that already?
No, when they realized that, when this, right.
It wouldn't fit.
Right, it wouldn't.
So we're not spending money on that?
No,
Okay.
it's just the correct, piece, and I think all the paperwork, has been signed and all. They just wait on us to, approve that, so they can give them a PO for that, piece of equipment.
Okay, let's dial this. But you can give the motion once we come to it.
Okay.
And, I guess if it's okay with you, we can actually put that under V1, is that all right?
You said B1?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Just help us remember.
okay.
That's your motion.
Okay.
Well, look, here's someone who's more intelligent than I am, but she said time, right? And, all the, your creative. So 5A does sound better than okay. We'll go with 5A. Let me put a 5A down here. Alderwoman Guilty.
I don't have an agenda item, but I do want to, make a statement before we actually get into the business part.
Okay, you wanna put that where?
Can I do my plug right now?
Ma'am?
Can I do my plug right now?
Sure.
Just want to say thank you to the Canton Garden Club for planting those beautiful plants that they're planting throughout our city. It's doing, making a big impact on what our city looks like. And I just want to say thank you openly to them for the hard work and the dedication that they're putting into making sure that our community looks better by the things that they're doing on behalf of the city. As a
Thank you.
volunteer.
Oh, okay, Mayor, what was the item?
I was consideration and discussion of an entrepreneurial place of a cultivation facility. That's a cannabis cultivation facility in an industrial zone, for which it is here in the city of Canton. The reason I'm asking the board to take it under consideration is because the zoning administrator and director states that this is not his call.
It's in a commercial zone, you said?
Sir,
What zone is in, you said?
industrial,
Industrial.
which is the proper zone.
Okay. All right, well, I can,
You wanna do,
yeah, I'll add it for you, sis.
you wanna do 6A?
Yeah, so that'll be, add that item, consideration of, and discussion of placing of cannabis, facility in, industrial.
This is the cultivation process?
Cultivation,
It is, okay.
not dispensary.
Right, cultivation.
I got you, okay.
So, you know, since we can add, we can add, so I'm adding, because he makes statement.
Well, keep in mind that the mayor came out of the teaching in Chong era, so they were pro marijuana 40 years ago before it came into the state of Mississippi. So. Did you inhale, Mayor?
No, I just,
Oh, yeah.
okay. I hope all this is not on tape.
It's rolling, man.
Is your camera on?
We want to add consideration and discussion of placing, cannabis cultivation and cultivation facility, in an industrial zone.
That's VA, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. What do you know when we get to it? Okay. With that said, the mayor hereby calls for adoption of the agenda.
May I like to make the motion that we adopt the agenda as documented?
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Kim Taylor, aye.
Well,
Yeah,
Is that it? Motion carried.
Ed on the phone?
what was that?
Alderman Esco, did you vote? Alderman Esco, did you vote? Alderman Esco, did you, I have to ask 3 times. Did you vote? The assumption is that he did not vote.
Right.
At this particular time, we wish to present to you. Did we adopt the agenda?
Yeah, just.
I wish to present to you to Mr. John Pope.
Good afternoon, how you guys doing?
Good afternoon.
I want to talk to you a little bit about defibrillators.
Okay, just a moment before you start, let me introduce you to the board. This young lady from Ward 6 is Ms. Monica Gilkey. She knows a lot about defibrillators because she's a nurse.
Okay.
This gentleman here is Mr. Lafayette Wells
Thank you, sir.
of Ward 7. He knows a lot about defibrillators because he was once working with the University of Mississippi Medical Center.
Okay.
So he has a science background. This young man here, Mr. Tim Taylor, Alderman Ward 5, also candidate for mayor of the city of Canton.
Take a good looking, give a donation, I take them up a little money.
Oh, you know that's on camera, too.
I'm on, if you don't ask, you don't get paid.
That's right.
Mr. Tim Taylor.
Nice to meet you.
Who has a pretty firm knowledge of the function of the defibrillator. And this is Mr. Les Penn of Ward 3.
How are you?
Doing great.
Mr. Penn also has knowledge of the necessity of a defibrillator. And I happen to be the mayor. I'm William Trill in an emergency room position.
Yes,
We use your equipment all the time.
yes.
Most needed. Schools, facilities everywhere, really. Should have one in my back. I can put it on. So you may proceed.
Yes, sir. So, a part of what we do other than sell a box, which you guys are very familiar with the AED itself, we also have a management program that goes along with the defibrillator. So like once every 40 seconds or so, somebody's gonna have a cardiac event, right? And as a part of having a cardiac event, in most cases, the symptoms, of course, are not diagnosed. They just come out of nowhere, person go in AFib, boom, and then it starts that process. So we've been doing this for about, right about 14 years. So there's, of course, there's been some, there's been some different reiterations of the law and how it works and kind of what the responsibilities are of the organizations that have defibrillators or required to have defibrillators. The trend across the country now is headed toward providing the defibrillators for law enforcement in particular. And a part of that is because you have opioid funds that came in from the opioid settlement that allows you to purchase these defibrillators, it's emergency medical devices, and you can do other derivatives with the money, but mostly it's for, we've seen it most used for the purchase of emergency medical equipment. The reason for that is because the police department is usually the first one on the scene. So as a nurse, as a doctor, as a clinician inside the hospital there, you know that these ambulance response times are 15-20 minutes. By the time the ambulance there, if they're in cardiac arrest, they're dead. Yeah, that's over, right? Because you want to be able to get to the victim within 3 minutes from drop to shot, right? So if somebody's dropped, you start the clock, 1,000, 2,000. And the reason for that is because every minute that they're in AFib, they're not getting oxygen to the brain. So even if we've seen cases, well, at least we heard reports, we had witnesses, but we've heard reports of people being able to bring folks back out 5-6 minutes. Well, their brain dead by then. Even if you could get the heart, you don't run. It's almost pointless at that point. So the product that we provide, not only do we provide the box, we also provide a management system along with it. I'm gonna give you guys one of these because I don't know how many people may even be familiar with these or how it was being used, but feel free to pass it around to keep that, of course. But manufacturers, it's no different than the cell phone.
It'll be all right.
So,
That wasn't me.
okay.
I don't know that. Was that you, Alderman?
No, that's true. I think it's loaded.
You'll be all right.
So, the defibrillator is no different. I mean, it's really no different than a cell phone. You know that, especially being with all this equipment. And because of that, they're susceptible to all kinds of things. As a matter of fact, Zoll's recall right there, basically, that was one of their most popular brands that they sold, right? So they recall these brands and basically saying that they cannot guarantee that this thing's gonna fire, right? So a part of what we do is offer this management program. And I have plenty of these to share out with you. This is something that we prepared for the school system. And I'm gonna give these to you, and I'm gonna take a 2 minutes more time to make sure that you guys have all the information you need from me. But this is something we prepared for the school system and state out there, and we do these sort of agreements across the country, because we are a national brand. Some of our clients include Disney, Panera Bread, Harris Casino, which is one of our clients, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Chick-fil-A, so we have them. We are, like I said, we're a national brand. We have them all over the country. And so the part of what the defibrillator, the Good Samaritan law talks about is the process of monitoring this machine every 30 days. So there's a prescription basically written for this machine, and then it's supposed to be monitored every 30 days. Well, the practicality of that is probably slim and none, because you got somebody, like your maintenance person, is not a medical person, that's responsible for probably going around and checking this thing to see if it works or whatnot, and they really have no knowledge on how it works, and there's typically not a procedure to check it to see how it works. They only kind of look at the box, they see it's there, and they check the box and say, okay, I saw it, it's there. But they have no idea whether it's firing or not, or what the requirements are to get to do. So a part of what we do is we have a management program that does that. And we don't do it just once a month. We actually watch this thing twice a day. Because like I said, I mentioned, it's no different than a cell phone. When you go grab your cell phone, it's what you feel like. You go grab your cell phone, you open it up, it lights up, you go to the process of, if you got a lock code, whatever it is, to key it in, and then it should allow you to start that. Right? Well, the defibrillator works the exact same way, and it has an indicator that tells you whether or not it's ready. So on that, on the page of that report, we look at the defibrillator twice a day, and this is exactly what we're looking at. We're looking at the light indicator on the defibrillator using cellular technology. So it's on this page right here. And these are some of the defibrillators that we can have outside of people's offices. So this report, this was done, I think we did this sometime in February, I think. So as of February that day, we can say that we looked at this defibrillator at this time, and I think this one is at the Birmingham Shuttlesworth Airport. We even noticed that the battery was dying on this one. So we can also send a report as it relates to that. So that happens more often than not. Is that the defibrillator is sitting there in somebody's office, they never look at it, it's never charged, and when you go to get it, it doesn't work. Well, in several states, you had a tremendous amount of liability covered, because you had a defibrillator. Under this American law, in most cases, if you're required to use it, then at that point, you become susceptible to negligence, lawsuit of negligence. So with our management program, we indemnify organizations that our clients. We indemnify those organizations. By having a management program, the manufacturer will indemnify that organization up to $3 million. Typically in the medical world, anything over that amount is like they can prove negligence of some kind. They can prove that you purposely took the batteries apart and you did something to the machine that caused this death. Right? So we cover organizations up to $3 million as a part of having our package. We also provide CPR training for any individual, like for instance, this courthouse for example. We will provide training to whoever the administrative staff is responsible for administering, the device. We would provide, for instance, law enforcement. We provide training throughout the law enforcement academy. There is no limit to the number of folks that we can train with our system. The system is set up, it's a remote system. So it's set up where you don't have to, lose manpower to go and get trained. They can do this training on a laptop in a car. And even if they're not paying attention to it, the training will just stop. It won't keep going until that person is actually paying attention. Because there's a series of questions that they got to answer in order to get the certificate, right? So we even protect you from people just trying to push play and walk away from it and not know anything about it. So all of that is a part of what we do as it relates to our management system. And there's several, like I said, we're in several states across the United States. So there's different rules. Mississippi's Good Samaritan law mirrors Alabama's. They're virtually the same. And because of that, we take this very seriously because it's not you that they're suing, it's suing us if something happens. So if they indicate on that box it's not green, then we're sending somebody to come get it, whether it's me or somebody else. Somebody's on their way to come get that machine and replace it. And throughout our partnership, because that's what we like to call it, throughout our 8-year partnership, we provide the batteries and pads to go with it, which is the other problem with defibrillators is that they may have a defibrillator brand that was sold to you 2 years ago. Well, you can't find the batteries and pads because they don't make the batteries and pads anymore, even though the defibrillator has 8-year warranty. So we typically buy the batteries and pads up for that device so we can provide that service to you. Are there any questions?
Yeah, there's one question I have. So what is the cost of the installation of the program? The second question is my understanding from you that there's a law that dictates the mandate that these defibrillators are put into the school system.
Yes, sir.
Here in the state of Mississippi. Is that an applicability to municipalities as well?
It is not applicable to municipalities. The issue with the school system is Mississippi state law just passed that requires that the school systems, not post-secondary, not colleges, but the middle school, elementary school, have them. And with the School Nurse Association, one of the issues with that is you may have one nurse that has to patrol 5 schools. There's no way in the world that that person, male or female, can keep up with what defibrillator brand, because you have different brands that are purchased, and then what, and then when was the last time this thing was checked? These things walk away. So there's a lot to that. And a part of that is when we did Alabama A&M. I'm gonna get to the pricing because we won't set contract. So
Well, I tell you what you can do is probably simply present a proposal.
Yes, sir.
To us, and that will have that data as it relates to the managerial administrative component,
Yes, sir.
as well as the cost and how this system works. And then, of course, we'll look at it and sort of make a decision. It may be necessary for us to call you back, but I think that the proposal that you present would be certainly helpful.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions, gentlemen?
Good presentation. Good job.
Well, thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Do you have a defibrillator close?
It's funny, how
You know, there's a saying, never leave home without it.
and it's how I got into the business is interesting, because I didn't have one. I didn't have a defibrillator implant.
Oh,
So like right here in my chest, there's one implant. And usually when I give a presentation, I tell you the life you saved just might be your own.
thank you.
Thank you so very much. Mr. Solomon, White, Angelique Lee. Well, you all were not here last night, were you?
No.
That's what the mayor, I guess.
Again, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'm Angelique Lee, and I'm here presenting on behalf of Treadworks, your new solution for tire hauling. I'd also like to introduce you to Patal Ms. White. She is the owner and operator of Visions Unlimited and Visions Unlimited Construction, which is what Treadworks is under. So we are a community-rooted, mission-driven business. We are also minority and female-owned. We are also certified by the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality as a tire hauler for the state of Mississippi. What makes this business unique is we provide work to individuals who are often overlooked, such as those experiencing or exiting homelessness. So that's our unique spin on what we do. We create workforce solutions that restore lives and serve neighborhoods at the same time. So I'm sure as you drive around the city of Canton, you see tires illegally dumped everywhere. And that's a problem that we are seeing in municipalities across the state. And so that is why Patal came up with this idea to solve this problem. Because we know that tires are environmental hazards, they cause decreasing property values, contribute to neighborhood blight, and it's a high costly cleanup for city government. Our solution is Treadworks. It's a tire recovery division under Visions Unlimited. And we provide timely, reliable, environmentally compliant tire removal while creating jobs for individuals facing employment barriers. And how this will work is the city will send us pickup locations. We'll work with your solid waste, your public works department. They will send us pickup locations for abandoned tires and stockpile tires. And we will respond within 24 to 48 hours with a trained crew and proper equipment. Tires are transported to licensed recyclers or disposal facilities such as the landfill. And we will provide monthly reports and invoices submitted with the documentation of services and the accurate number of tires that were collected. The community impact. It provides more than just a tire cleanup. Again, it involves employment for those facing employment barriers. We restore dignity and purpose through meaningful work. We provide cleaner, safer, and healthier neighborhoods, and we reduce environmental hazards and public health risks. Our pricing model is straightforward, transparent, and affordable. We are offering $4.50 per tire, which includes labor, transportation, and proper disposal. And we have volume discounts available at $4.25 per tire for over 500 tires per month. And $4 per tire for over 1,000 tires per month. Why should you partner with us? Well, we bring more than just a service. We bring a solution rooted in community, accountability, and compassion. We are locally rooted, minority owned. We are licensed, insured, and environmentally compliant. We have an experienced workforce, and we have a workforce development program that we've honed in for over 20 years. And we are a public-private collaboration. We are mission-driven with measurable results. And we thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to the opportunity to serve in Canton and making it tire-free. If you have any questions, the number for Thomas White is in your pamphlet, and I'll bring Ms. White forward for any further questions from the board.
Gentlemen and ladies, y'all have any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, in the tire recycling business, we have to take them to a certain location, right?
The landfill in Madison.
Right, okay, all right.
The landfill in Madison.
We have landfills in Madison and Jackson that we have relationships with both.
That's a bad word.
Yeah.
The reason is we have a landfill here.
Yeah.
That's why they looking at y'all so strange.
Canton is Madison, so we just.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, so we would take our landfill in it and you would pick one of them out.
Okay.
That's when you should have told me Madison doesn't have a landfill, so they should have known you were talking about Madison.
Madison County.
Yeah.
They're looking at you real
I
strange.
assume that you never saw it.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah, you never saw it.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. We look forward to serving Canton.
We wanna hear you.
You want to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm a worker bee, so I read Angelique was talking and I just work.
Let me ask a question. Is everything we need to know in this?
Everything you need to know.
Okay.
And if you have any more questions, you can call.
And pronounce your name again. Last name.
Thomas.
What
My
time?
first name.
What time?
The last.
That's a Greek long tale.
Right, yeah, I kind of figured it, like on Nash's, yeah.
Okay.
My mom did, she loves Greek mythology, so.
Okay, yeah.
So tires, just vehicles or tractors or tractor trailers?
And we could even work with the school system to get the tires from the school buses. We can work with Walmart, we can work with any type of commercial tire. We also, when we talked with the mayor and presented this, we also presented a tire amnesty day that would give citizens an opportunity to drop off their tires up to a certain amount.
Right.
We could do that monthly, just to, free citizens of any old tires laying around, and it'll help with the blight around the city.
So do you have any competition? Cause we had heard that another business doing this, at least I have.
We don't have any competition in Canton.
And none that are female owned.
Yes.
And it's female, okay.
You know, and most people fail to realize when you go to tire shops, you pay a disposal fee, and they say, give me the tire, you just pay for a disposal fee.
$2 a tire.
Yeah, yeah, tires, battery, and oil.
And all, you pay that fee, but yet still they'll take that tire and end up in our neighborhoods on the street somewhere, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the presentation.
Congratulations.
Any questions, we have our number on the packet. Thank
So
you.
do we have a agreement that we can, that you let with the clerk or the attorney can look at, or it's just $4.95 a tire?
That's it, but we can write a proposal for it
Yeah,
as well.
probably, yeah.
Yes,
We'd like to have that proposed.
sir.
Now, what I would love to have
Give the clerk the information.
is, our landfill director get involved
Yes.
with, this particular proposal, because he has a better insight as to what's going on in the city again with dump tires and what he already has in place out there at the landfill.
Yes.
Cause I know there were staging tires at the landfill and out there at the old public works building.
They still have tires out
We've
there.
had extensive conversations with Mr. Garrett.
Oh, yeah, okay, great, okay, all right.
Okay.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so very much, thank you.
Alderman, we'll ask you to conduct the meeting just momentarily.
All right, I can do that, Mayor.
Man, I'm about to be married, stop now.
Senor,
But I got,
let's go on the phone.
Hold on. Are you Fred on the phone?
Let's
I
go.
don't think he is.
okay, that's good.
So, no.
There we go.
Oh, Fred was there.
Fred's got me.
There we go. But look, this is done in the absence of the mayor, Tim. Yes, bro.
Okay.
Then it's the next person, that's next seniority.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Yeah, okay.
It'll be-
I just want to get it straight.
I got you.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
All right, you got to chair the meeting for the time being, Mayor, step out.
Okay, all right, no problem. I don't have the agenda in front of me, however,
Mateo,
what's next?
so we don't have a call, they'll come back here. He walks out.
Hey, where you going?
It's not a big deal. No, you gotta be in the seat. No, how you gonna vote in?
Hey, you gotta vote. You going the other way.
It's not the building, you gotta be in that seat. Yeah, you gotta be in the seat.
We apologize, Ron,
Yeah, we don't have a quorum just yet.
so we can't do
Okay.
anything.
We don't all tell them to come back.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
He's back.
He's back there, Pro Tem.
I thought as long as I was in the building, we was good.
How you doing? Whoa, send you down there.
Oh, I got you. Y'all have to fuss it.
Okay. The quorum has been established Alderman Taylor back in the building, so we're gonna move forward. At this point, I'm gonna have the clerk to go ahead and who's next, Clerk Canton?
Claims docket, approval of claims docket.
All right, well, I need someone to entertain a motion to, approve the claim document.
Mayor Pro Tem, I motion that we, approve the document claims.
Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to second the motion.
All right, there's been a motion, a second, all in favor of the motion?
Tim Taylor, aye.
Well,
Gilby, nay.
In that.
You gotta break it for
Okay, all right. Well, I'll break the motion, the motion, in favor of the claim document. So the motion passes. Next up, on the agenda, go ahead and read it, Clerk.
Number 5, authorize and approve South Liberty Baptist Church to have the 3rd annual 5K running walk on Saturday, April 26, 2025 at 8 a.m. with the assistance of the police department for safety. Subject to ratification of a usage agreement, the walk will start at 165 East Deacon Street and go to Highway 43.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve, Roman number 5 as stated and documented.
I second.
All in favor?
Gilby, aye.
Tim Taylor, aye.
well,
Well, there was a second.
yeah, guilty. I don't want to get mayor's back.
Okay, I couldn't hear that, I'm sorry. All right, that's the motion second, in the vote.
Hey, I'll mess up.
Yes, sir.
Mayor Dr. William Truly is back in his seat.
Okay. Well.
Go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, so the motion passes,
I'm being voted.
Yeah.
and the motion carries. The motion carries, and it looked like it was unanimous.
Right.
All right, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much. So, we had,
6.
oh, 5A.
5A, Mayor.
Yeah, you remember 5A, don't you?
The 5A is the purchase of the, side arm or the side boom for the John Deere tractor.
For the amount of
It was, I don't know.
73,000, you said.
72,527.
Yeah.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
What number is that on?
That's 5A.
5A.
5A, I got you.
Yeah. May I motion that we, purchase the cost of that side, bush hog for the, tractor at $73,000. What is it?
$73,527.
$527.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Gilby, aye.
Tim Taylor, aye.
Wells,
In
That's why.
Motion carried. We're now at
Number 6.
6. Do we have a motion?
May I motion that we approve, Roman number 6 as written?
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Gilby, aye.
Tim Taylor, aye.
Wells,
That's why.
The motion.
Motion carried. I think it was next one was 6A.
Yes.
Discussion consideration of the business of an entrepreneur having a cultivation facility in the Cuspia zone. You wanna speak to that, Matt?
So where is the person that's requesting this?
I don't know, they give me a call today, and this first thing I heard about it. It's in the old warehouse, where they want to put it in, the old warehouse on Commerce Avenue off of Canton.
Okay.
Right on the corner.
Right there on that corner, that yellow warehouse
Yeah.
that they just redone. I don't have any objection to it, but it's just a call that I'm not willing to make. It's up to the board of Aldermen to give me the clearance to go ahead and allow them to have the cultivation, cannabis cultivation.
I got one question, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
And I know this is a trend that's growing. At what point will we have a call for town hall meetings to get the public or our constituents involved in all these cultivating, plants, growing mechanisms, so they can have a voice and put into this?
I would imagine anytime we decide to have a call our town hall meeting.
Okay. Yeah, because,
I'm sorry.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Alderman Gilbert.
I concur with what you're saying, but I would take it a step further, not just to cultivating, but we're now becoming what looks like cannabis warehouse, the city of cannabis.
Yeah.
And I don't think that should be our intent, and I think we really do need to hear from our constituents to see, you know, they talk to us about liquor stores and other things. When are we gonna listen to what they have to say in an open forum about cannabis altogether? We had somebody here last night looking to open up a cannabis, dispensary. Now we got somebody today calling Mr. Big about a cultivating, but they haven't come before us. So I would say let's, table this until we have a session with some of our constituents to see what their desires are for the city. Because at some point, we got to realize this is not just about the city making money and going businesses, true enough, but we got to be in something other than cannabis business. The cannabis and alcohol. Yeah.
Well, let me say this, and we can move on. First of all, cannabis is a legal medication imposed upon us by the state of Mississippi. It is just as legal as oxycodone. It is just as legal as Losartan. It is just as legal as robitussin. And so now the state looks at it not as a menace, not as it look at it as alcohol. It looks at it as a medication. And so what the state has done is the state has shared with municipalities where these facilities can go. Agricultural zones, industrial zones, dispensaries can be commercial zones. And so that's just what the law is. And I agree with everybody that we should get the mood and the attitude of our constituents. And so, you know, but it needs to be fair. And it's just like voting. 75% of our folks don't vote. 25% do. So we really need to get a true measurement when we have this meeting as to what is the real, what can you extract from a survey, from a town hall meeting, or from a poll as to what people are thinking. And so we're in a situation in which people may look at this as some people do have the right to do that, you know, as alcohol. But the fact of the matter is that there are two types of cannabis. There's a cannabis on the street in the underworld that's fraught with fentanyl and oxycodone and lysergic acid and all kind of amphetamines. Those are the kind of folks that I see. In the medicated type cannabis, it is tests, just like Lafayette used to do his tests at the University of Mississippi. It's tests for metals, it's tests for fungus and viruses, and it's tests for all kinds of contaminants. You can be doggone sure that someone who's consuming medical cannabis, whether orally, whether by gummies or tinctures or topically, that the state of Mississippi has looked at all of these different places in the state, in the nation that is the same, and they have created a great system for protecting its citizens. And so, and so there we are. And I think that what we can do is that we can have a call for a town hall meeting and assess the temperature of the constituents. But even in the face of that, the law has said where these dispensaries, where these cultivators, transportation, growers, and the standard and the rules and regulations for each one of these. And each one is licensed by the state of Mississippi. So with that, I will.
And Mayor, if I may,
Yes, sir.
I just want to follow up on one statement that you had in that, in your subject matter, in your statement. What will we be able to extract from our constituents? Number one, we need to show that we're being inclusive with every decision that we make, especially those that are high-profile decisions. And number two, we will be documented as saying we presented it to the public, whether we pass it or not, but the public was informed and they were given an opportunity to go forward. I can appreciate your statement because you're right. Most of our town hall meetings are poorly attended, but we are documented as putting it out there, presenting it. Same thing that we're probably doing in the future with liquor stores, and we've already had this landmark situation with tobacco and what it was doing to people almost 75 years later. We don't want the history records to show that we were non-compliant and non-inclusive as we go forward. So, although we may not know it, but we're gonna leave relatives behind saying that they made these decisions and they were probably good decisions or poor decisions. Either way, we need to be documented and inclusive. Thank you.
And I agree with you. You know, I remarkably agree with you. My only point here is that we need to hear from the people. And there's the concept of municipal law.
Right.
And municipal law that restricts. You don't want to have a conflict of municipal law and conflict with state law. And I'm just asking everyone to remember that.
Okay.
All right. What's next? No, we're not voting on anything. We just.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're gonna make the motion to table? Or should-
Yes, I motion to table.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Tim Taylor, aye.
Here,
That's so,
Motion to table carried. What's the next item, Dr. Henry?
Second.
Ma'am,
Second.
did we do Brianna King?
We did.
Okay, she said we did. Authorized payment of. Huh?
What do you?
We did, okay. This is-
Did I vote up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me, I was still out.
The next time, easy, I'm sorry.
I was telling you, make the motion, did
You second.
Authorized payment of $4,975. Two system scale for 2 traffic lights, traffic poles, and 1 electrical drone. Traffic lights and poles will be placed on at scale at the landfill and not to be used on any city of Canton street, see details and motion. So I would imagine you guys know this yesterday. Do we have a motion?
May I mention that we authorized payment to system scales for $4,975.
Our second motion was in our readiness.
There's an unreadiness about Taylor.
As you all know, that in our environmental situation in the United States of America, especially in southern states, these types of things are becoming necessary in bringing these landfills into the 21st century. So National Geographic magazine points out these measures as safety measures going forward, because our people who work in these landfills are probably contracting things that we don't know anything about at this particular point. So a way to do this is start off with the mechanical process to deter illegal stuff and running away, and then as we go forward, putting provisions in to probably scan our employees' chests and all those other things. And the mayor and I'll let Gil people would know more about that, because everything goes into the landfill. toxic stuff and everything. And when these trucks go in and dump, they're gonna turn around and come back out, and we don't know what they're carrying in the truck. So as we go forward, I think this is a dynamic, solution, to get ahead of a problem that's gonna go forward. Because as long as human beings exist, dumping and trash will be essential in these, in our homes and in these landfills. That's I'm ready to, say.
Alderman Gill's amendment has been amended, all in favor?
So well,
Tim Taylor,
Ken,
Yes, so I.
Motion carried. Item 8. Dr. Anderson, you read item 8, please.
Authorizing approved payment of $61,000 to add count to Edge Hill and overlay Pico intersection, south curve view of Love's gas station and curve view of Love gas station to south of Pico.
motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Here,
Yeah.
well,
Tim Taylor.
Ken,
That's so I.
Motion carried.
Mayor, before you go forward, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we should give ourselves a hand applause because this has been a long time coming, as long as that place has been tore up out there. This is an indication that we're moving in the right direction and fixing those bad places that so deservedly need to be fixed. You remember when they were talking about leaving and going to West Point? That was one of their complaints. So we may never get an attaboy, a thank you, but we should give it to ourselves. So I started off with a round of applause for that occasion. And I know my alderman to my left did not clap. But
I want to see it done first.
oh yeah, you're right. A bird in the hand is better than 10 in the bush, I
they
guess.
told everybody about that.
Yeah, they were putting everybody on us. And I remember a conversation one night out at Two Rivers, that was an issue. And it really couldn't answer because I knew we were kind of strapped for funds. So, yeah, okay. All right, thank you, man.
Thank you. Dr. Anderson, will you read 9 and 10, please?
Number 9 says to authorize and approve payment of $13,500 to add count to install 2 speed bumps on Martin Luther King and remove and replace 6 speed bumps on Singleton Street.
And 10.
Number 10, authorize and approve Land Engineering Task Force number 23, City of Canton intersection improvements and road repairs in the amount of $66,124 to expand the turn radius at 3 intersections in the proximity of Adeline Street and to address the roadway sinkhole on South Union Street.
Do we have a motion for those 2 items?
Ma'am, I motion that we, do items 9 and 10 as read and written.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I have an unread.
Unread.
And this is only a question, and this would be regarding Martin Luther King and this, the speed bumps. Was there any consideration, do you think we should have done a petition first with the people that's living on Martin Luther King? Let's just go for it. And I know you've talked to them, you've heard
I
the
talked to a
price.
lot of them.
Okay, and the consensus is.
Yeah, they're asking for us.
Okay.
So, more are saying yes, that they need the speed bumps because it's like a freeway on Martin.
Right, and I agree with you.
And I've been saying that you have to look out for the sake of these kids that's walking back to school. As well as those senior citizens that live up and down that street that are trying to, get in and out of their driveways and just, speed limit sign can be posted, but nobody's adhering to the speed limit.
Yeah.
So that we can't just have police officers just sitting there watching traffic, so, and do whatever you can to keep up the same. So, most of them have asked for speed bumps.
Yeah, so therefore, Mayor, if we could, let the record reflect that, petition was brought up, but, all the way to guilty has a consensus based on the complaints and the speeding, on that particular street. So therefore, nobody can come behind us and backdoor us with the acknowledgement of no consideration to what the constituents want. It's just a safeguard, let the record reflect
I
that.
have an amendment.
Okay?
Against O-M to O-N. speed bumps,
From where?
OM to ON.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You see
Oh,
it?
right, I said, oh, yeah, it's,
So,
Oh, okay. Okay. I had my little something going on.
Blind readiness has been remedied. All in favor?
Tim Taylor, aye.
everything.
whatever.
Yeah, man.
Esco,
We doing taxes.
You gonna have
David Larry,
motion carried. Dr. Anderson, can you read 11 and 12, please? 11 and 12. Huh?
11.
They didn't do? So-
Authorize and approve Wagner Engineering Task Order number 24, City of Canton, Adeline Street and Johnson Street drainage improvement in the amount of $49,691 to address the localized flooding at the intersection of Adeline Street and Dr. Martin Luther King. The project will also repair the erosion of drainage infrastructure at the end of Johnson Street. Number 12, consideration of resolution to expend modernization funds pursuant to Mississippi Code 27-63-35 to repair, for use of repair, maintenance, and or reconstruction of roads, streets, and bridges as provided by statute resolution attached.
You have a motion.
I'm motion that we, authorize items 11 and 12 as read and written.
Second with an unread.
and I have an already.
Other than readiness by Alderman Gilkey and readiness by Alderman Taylor, readiness by Alderman Hoppy as well. We'll start with Alderman Gilkey.
Okay, just to explain, on number 11, this is what we've been talking about, the localized flooding, at the home of, Mr.
Young.
Where the water settles in the yard, and even at the smallest amount of rain, and they don't have an outlet for the water to drain, so that's that part, and the erosion part, we already showed pictures of before. My second part of my readiness is, can you, how much is in the money?
Because we got that,
How much is in the modernization?
yeah.
I don't know.
Cause that other one, 12, we had a cost on 12, that's what I thought we had. What was that cost on that? I saw it yesterday.
Okay.
It was $30,990, $375, that's what it cost.
Well,
Yeah, item 12 should be. It's item 12, it costs us, it's $30,993.75.
Our modernization account right now has $726,707.78.
Okay.
$726,707.78.
all right.
So we get it right there. So yeah, we good, so,
Let's set up my readiness.
And my latest is, dealing with going on 12. Anytime we see the term resolution come up, I'd love to hear from the attorney regarding this matter, the consideration of resolution to expend Modernization Act funds, pursuant to Mississippi Code 276335. Is there any additional information that can come from you that would help us going forward?
I don't have any additional information. I sent an email, I think it was early this morning, about the Modernization Act funds. I didn't think I had the invoice. I did talk to the clerk later this afternoon, and she told me that it was in my bank. I didn't see it, but I just wanted to make clear that I didn't draft the resolution, because when the resolutions are stated, like you said, most people think they are legal, or the attorney wrote it, so I just want to explain and express clearly that I wasn't making that representation in the resolution that I did.
Okay.
And I hadn't seen the invoice when it was done, so.
It's in your vote. But the resolution is the same resolution we used in the I received from the attorney.
Okay.
We just changed the amount. It's the resolution that was used before I got here.
And it's fine, that's fine, but normally the company, like I was explaining to the clerk, legally, normally they come, when you see resolution, we present an attorney, and so I'm just saying, I can't make the representation that factual is in there and complying with statute, not in practice. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. We good? My emergency is ready.
Alderman Webb.
Yes, sir, mine was gonna be the same thing, basically, what was the resolution, and was it, in our package, so, because normally we follow with the transactions, so we kind of keep up with what we did, with what money, it was spread across the business.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
It's in the focus, I don't.
Okay, and.
The resolution is there along with
And I saw the resolution yesterday.
Right.
I did see that, so she said yesterday.
Okay.
so this invoice for Wagner is not in your package?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah, and I think, you know, going forward, just make sure that, you know, they come from the attorney, so we won't have any.
She can draft, I just didn't draft it legally, so I can't say.
Right.
She shoots me the invoice, we can collaborate and say, okay, this is factually pursuant to the statute, put it in there, so. I think everybody can understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even what I'm saying, when it comes to the legal aspect, even if she wrote it just like you said, if something comes up, you said, well, I didn't write it.
Right.
And, you know, that would be your defense, so if it comes from you, it goes to the clerk, and then it gets to us, and then we'll, if it falls back, it'll fall back to you, and not to the clerk.
Right. And if I may
Yes,
add,
sir.
anytime the term resolution comes up, then it should be articulated to us, explained to us. Because a lot of times, a lot of the legal jargon are things that you just got to have a Black's Law Dictionary right in front of you to look up the terminology. And as we go forth, we know that, you know, the city is about to take on some pretty interesting things, especially in finance, where money to be creeping into us. But, you know, the one thing that I know, and it's a formality, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And if you can't prove it, it don't exist. So we have to be very leery, and when these terms come up, we have to jump on in an aggressive way. Not jump on them, but expect these things to be explained. So when someone sticks a microphone in our face, we'll be able to emulate just what the attorney is telling us or communicating to us, and we'll be safe. All right.
Thank you. I think one of the remedies here would be for the resolutions to be presented to the board
Right.
at the work session.
Okay.
They went over the resolution yesterday.
We talked about it briefly, and I asked the clerk about it, and she said the resolution was in our phone. It was, but I didn't see the invoice attached to it. So my only statement in my email today to my client was that I can't represent factually that the statute is in compliance, and I didn't have the invoice.
Well, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to ask the municipal clerk effective today, if there is a resolution, present those resolutions to the members of the board at the work session. Because a lot of times, the resolution says see attached, no one would have read it. But it clears you, Dr. Anderson. Now you have factual evidence that you presented it to the eyes of each board member. I think that's what all the details say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
But it also, yes, she did, but you still need to let your legal be the originator. so-
Now, all the resolutions come from
Right.
the attorney.
Right.
Oh, she did that, but it just didn't read it.
I couldn't actually, I didn't have the invoice, and I talked to the clerk today, and I was trying to understand.
She did exactly what the
She did that.
resolution said.
She did that.
Yeah, so where our separation comes in is optics and audio.
Right.
That's what we need to bring together, and then all parts will be satisfied.
Right.
Okay,
Thank you, man.
thank you. So what, motion?
Oh, unread mine's resolved.
Okay, all in favor?
And clerk, excuse me, before you call, clerk, it was the right amount, right, $30,993.75, that's what we said yesterday.
All All in
Yeah,
favor?
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
$30,993.75.
Okay, yeah, because it wasn't, yeah, I want to make sure. All right,
All in favor?
well,
Here, here.
In favor.
Yeah,
That's why.
All in favor? All in the motion carried. Item 13, Dr. Anderson.
Item 13, approve option 1 of SR1 site plan that includes no brick in front of the building.
That's our one, what is that?
it's the,
school,
it's the school that came
Charter
to us
school.
last night.
Ms. Whalen, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Are you asking to approach?
Yes.
Please do.
Was there something else you needed to say?
Oh, no, nothing else.
You already-
I was just gonna say that's an early learning.
Oh, okay. You wasn't, all right, we're gonna vote. Don't talk us out of it.
say a few words.
Please, go ahead.
Mayor Chuy, you weren't here on yesterday.
I know I was not.
See, you're lucky. If I had said that, it was an all day ago.
No, somewhere.
It's a,
I
early
can tell you
learning
exactly where I was.
Early learning center, with a student capacity of 175 students. There will be 7 classrooms, a multi-purpose room, 25 kids per classroom, and an outdoor playground, with 6-foot fence and, a wing screen to, protect the view of the children.
So what are the ages?
The ages.
Ages, yeah.
Pre-K.
Pre-K?
Yes.
And, okay, so there's no subject matter taught.
Yes.
I'm not here.
Well, I hate for you to know it like that. Ain't no, you might take it, get the test and test, no, we got one.
I told you, you should have let us know.
Good, yeah, okay, so there's no subject matter that'll be taught, right?
They will be, learning about STEM and other, educational materials.
So your teachers will be certified by the state of Mississippi? No?
A charter school?
No, it's early learning.
Early,
Early learning.
Pre-K.
Pre-K.
I got you, okay.
Pre-K, okay. That's kindergarten, isn't it?
No,
No,
pre-K.
Pre-K.
before you get there.
I mean, it's some of y'all back to school. Pre-K.
What's the age of pre-K? 0 to what? 3 to 4. This is a representation of it?
Yes.
Is that stuff? Oh.
And that's what I was
Oh,
related to, so you didn't have the documentation.
Are you converting this into the charter school?
Yes,
Okay.
to the early learning.
Early learning, don't say
Yeah.
charge, early learning.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that. Great, okay. Thank you.
I make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Will Taylor,
Ken,
Yeah.
Alderman Esco? Alderman Esco? Alderman Esco? Motion carried.
Did Will? Oh,
Yeah.
you did, okay. So you got the opportunity to see who voted for you, who voted against you, okay?
Yeah, I would.
I remember Tim Taylor was the first one to vote.
I'll compete with you.
Yeah, he did make the most, yeah.
It passed.
You did.
Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations.
The mayor will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. I'm just gonna ask, Alderman Wells a question while y'all perusing
Yeah.
the consent agenda, and that is, what is Mississippi riding?
Slingshot.
Slingshot.
Huh?
The slingshot.
A slingshot.
The motorcycle.
Slingshot car.
Yeah,
The motorcycle.
When you
the
say
motorcycle type.
Pan-Am slingshot.
Right, yeah, he's from Canton, Mr.
Okay.
Kane, he wants to
Bruce
bring.
King that used to teach.
No.
No, he's on
Yeah.
on that place on the square. What's the name of it?
So, yeah, so, he said he wanna bring his group through, just gotta show him some,
I got you.
some of the
Okay.
area and go back out.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Right, that's what
Teach me one.
he's gotta have a police escort. Let's see, I don't,
Now, I will have some objections to the Roman number 17.
Roman 17.
Yeah, authorizing and approve the mayor of the board of aldermen.
It doesn't mean this mayor.
No. Yeah,
I don't be here.
you won't even be the subject matter.
Right.
Yeah.
That was real low blow.
No, my immediate statement won't involve me. Yeah.
And I mean, it could have changed the language.
No.
Real minute.
Let me change it up.
Okay.
My immediate statement won't involve the current mayor.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but it does include our CAO. And I got questions about attendance and just what is being worked on from that particular position. If there are things that's going on, I would love to know. I haven't seen the CAO in 2 weeks, only sporadically. And we have to pay attention to that kind of stuff, that we can't continue to reward for bad behavior. Now, if there are other issues that I don't know about, I'm open, and I try to be an understanding individual. But we don't want to do anything in the city to continue to bring down the morale. One person gets away with one thing, others can't get away with anything. And how can we legislate if we're not fair across the board? So I will have questions about this particular position. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I got you, okay. All right, thank you so much.
We can hold the consent until we come out of executive.
I got you, okay, we're good.
And you're gonna come back and vote on it after we
Yeah,
discuss it?
yeah.
I'm sorry?
You're gonna come back and vote on it after you discuss it?
Okay, that's fine.
Since
Yeah.
it's kind of related to a personnel matter, I suppose.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was a production matter.
Well, while we talk about the consent, Ms. Lisa's back there. Did we get clear on 20 and 21, Ms. Lisa, everything good on that? Did y'all get, clear on?
I always text her, I guess we played phone tag or something, I don't know, but I just.
Did you receive an email from,
Huh?
did you receive an email or?
I don't know, wait till we come
I
out
just
of
read it to
executive
the
session.
best of my ability, that what I could based on the flyer.
That was what we had last year, as far as our rate about it, but it's on our city bill. But that's it, right? That's what we used last year.
I really read the details, it looks fine.
That's what we used, so that's all we did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna share with you until I executive session.
Okay.
Just talk about that. Yeah. Well, Mayor, with that, we can come back to this after we come in executive session.
Okay.
Which one?
Well, you, I'll tell you, just wanna omit,
You wanna put everything but that one?
yeah, but,
Yeah, Roman number 17.
well, you got 18, you got 17, you got 17, 18.
I'm good with everything else. yeah.
Well, she
Well, let
said,
me ask a question though, because in June, is it June
yeah,
when you having this? It's July.
July.
First of all, the next government
Mhm.
may or may not have a CAO. You don't know that.
Right.
Right.
Secondly, you don't know who the CAO is going to be.
You're right,
Nor do you know who the mayor is going to be.
right.
We don't know that until next week.
Well, June,
Yeah.
But June, that's right. We know that June.
right.
And so, I think that, it should read the mayor. And if the CEO is gonna be, you can say the CAO, you can delete Ms. Amos' name because you don't know
Right.
who the mayor is or what makeup of the board, what,
Right.
how that's gonna look at all. Now, one government or the other, the board can dissolve the CAO slot in the next administration. I can maintain the CAO slot.
We'll discuss it after we come out.
Okay, after somebody exec, okay. All right. If we go with you, we come out of executive session, man. I'm good with it.
Okay, go ahead. What are you voting on?
Move into executive session.
Motion to executive session.
Second.
Oh,
Are y'all,
oh.
y'all, cooking them and schooling them, or you?
No, we just with you.
We're just gonna come back to the
Oh,
whole
okay.
thing.
Yeah, because there may be some other.
Come back with the whole thing?
Yeah, come back to.
So you're making a motion to go into executive session?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Gary, I.
Well,
Yeah,
Next, go ahead.
And thank you all for tuning in.
yeah, thank y'all.